Hey guys, and welcome back to a ransom note. Been a while since I've done one of these. I think it's actually been a couple months since I've done one of these. So, we're going into a new month, and I kind of felt that it was time for an update on what's going on, what I'm doing, yada 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 yada. So let's start with the obvious. I have been lax on the videos the last couple weeks. Monday specifically has not had a video in probably 2 or 3 weeks now. Probably more if I went back and looked. Part of that is due to Mondays were originally intended as my playthrough. I was playing through older games typically, or I would play through games that were just of interest to me. I started playing Dishonored there for a while, but I lost interest in recording that, to be honest. Just didn't really want to play it that much anymore. So, I still play it every now and then, but it just did not lend itself, for me, personally, as a very good playthrough. As to why, say, for instance, this week, why there's no videos, except for maybe this one, and maybe I will have one out on Friday for my, Survival Craft. Well, that has more to do with the fact that I've just been insanely busy between work. My daughter just started back to school this year. She's going into first grade. So a lot of things with that. As a matter of fact, I have a lot of paperwork to look forward to filling out. I almost dread her going back to school as much as I dread doing taxes, because it's almost as much paperwork, I swear. The next couple of, probably leading up to November, will be insanely busy for me. Starting this month, my sister-in-law gets married in the middle of the month. Next month, I renew my vows with my wife. We were married 5 years ago in October, and we only did a justice of the peace marriage, so it was just the two of us. We wanted to do something more, but at the time, between family issues and monetary issues, we decided we were just going to do a simple wedding and save up for a later, bigger wedding where we'd invite family. And that's what we're doing this year. Our 5th anniversary, it felt like it'd be a good time to do it. Still have family members around to do it with. So, there's that. And then at the end of October on Halloween, one of my younger brothers is getting married. So a lot of things working around marriages. We're working on that stuff. And for me personally, it's very hectic because, ours, we're trying to get invitations out. I just finished making those, getting them sent, we're sending them out. My wife makes the arrangements, flower arrangements, meeting with, the people where we're hosting it at, things like that. So we are just very, very busy. Once we actually finish doing a lot of that stuff, we should be able to actually, I should be able to start back into a normal routine with videos again. Specifically getting videos that, I'm able to focus more on content in terms of just quality, things like that. But also, just possibly, I might be able to actually work on, I'm torn right now where I'm very tempted to just do 2 videos a week, switch my Wednesday out so it's on Monday, and then just keep 2 a week. And then I've been live streaming on Friday night into Saturday morning. It is a temptation to continue doing that because I really enjoy doing it. I've been playing a lot of Overwatch. You guys, that seems to be getting quite a few of you in there. Some nights it's better than others, but generally you guys seem to be fairly receptive to it. I get to talk with you guys directly, and just generally it's a fun time. I can just kind of hang out. I don't have to worry about editing the video down later, that sort of thing. I want to continue doing those. And I actually intend to, we've got Battlefield 1 open beta out right now, and I intend to actually possibly live stream some of that this Friday night. But then beyond that, I don't really know what else I can say other than, Mondays that I wanted to review, just keep that to days where I'd have playthroughs. I'm just not finding time to do those playthroughs. I'm not finding time to do a whole lot of anything. As far as Subnautica goes, I was tempted to kind of stop playing that for a while for a few reasons. One of them is I'm probably going to be hitting a moment where I'm going to hit a dead end regarding content that, we're going to just stop seeing new content out till the developers put new stuff out. But also because of the optimization issues. Let's face it, on a bad day, that game runs like shit. And I mean absolute terrible shit. Arc runs better some days. So, it's definitely, it has improved. The last time I played, it improved greatly. I wasn't facing as much lag. So, we'll see. In the following weeks, we'll see where that leads to. Survival Craft will stay on Fridays, one way or another. But I have a strong temptation to continue something that I started with 2 episodes now. You guys have been fairly receptive to it, and that's the Elite Dangerous series I was working on. I started the new, Combat Noob series. The Combat Noob series is generally a series where I just, I go into a res, wait for, combat to spark up somewhere, and then I go in and, steal some kills. And, you guys have been fairly receptive to that, so I may start doing that more frequently. But with that said, that takes me a little bit of time to do, so that may only appear every other week. I would like to do it more frequently, but it's a matter of having time to do it, record, edit, and I can't just record that in one sitting. Some of that requires batches of recording. So there's that. I gotta kind of take my time with that, and, especially if I want it to look good. Right now, what I've been doing, I get the clips I like, I kind of scrub through them so that they're a little faster, so that they're not taking too much time. But again, you guys seem to be pretty receptive to it, so I think you guys like them. So, we'll go from there. Like I said, I think I might start doing those, but again, every 2 weeks versus every week. Maybe put that as my Wednesday videos. Otherwise, I can't think of anything else. And I mean, there's going to come a point where I'm no longer going to be able to be considered a combat noob in that game. I will have to, move away from that and go into something else. I may go back into exploration a little bit, but I don't know. The time will tell with that series. Now, some of you saw I started live streaming No Man's Sky a while ago. That series, or that live streaming, I'm not going to be doing that anymore. I have hours put into that game, and it has left me disappointed. Not just because of the developers. I'm going to say it, they lied. They initially lied. And then right before release, like a day before release, not even, they come out and say, oh, well, multiplayer doesn't exist at all. Matter of fact, they even tried to hide that on some of the disc cases that were sent out from, I think it was Amazon. So, a little bit of shady business on their part. There's a lot of things that didn't quite hit the mark with this game like they kept hyping it up to be. Now, I wasn't one of those that was overly hyped about the game. I actually bought it with the recommendation from, 3 of us were talking about trying to meet up in game. We would make a series of the 3 of us would try to cross the universe and meet up in the middle. And upon hearing that wasn't going to work, one of us has stayed over on the PSN, and another of us can't play the game at all, and me, I'm just losing interest. Elite Dangerous, the combat keeps me interested. The exploration keeps me interested. So far, I've seen like 6 or 7 worlds in 2 different galaxies, or 2 different systems, I should say, 2 different solar systems, and they're all the same. The life forms are all generally the same. The landscapes are generally all the same. I think the only 2 things I saw were different was I found one that was a desert and one that was an Arctic, like the entire planet looked like freaking Hoth. Star Wars reference. I've just generally lost interest in the game. Maybe in the near future, if there's some updates, some DLC, which was another thing. They promised free DLC and have retracted that statement. But that's their prerogative. I'm not paying for it. Oh, I will not pay extra for what I initially paid for the promise of on launch. You know, that's my thoughts on that. You know, I'm for the most part, I'm done with the game. It's small enough I'm leaving it on my hard drive for now, but beyond that, I'm probably not going to play it for a while. I will see here in a few months, and we'll go from there. Other games, as far as, you know, I was playing Rocket League with the guys every now and then, you know, some Shell Shock with Paco. Those will be put on hold for a little while, as those guys are also going back to school. Generally, that's going to be about it. Alright guys, this is running a little longer than I intended it to, so thanks for watching. Bye-bye.